I had just parked outside the house when my phone buzzed. It was a message from her. Don't come home early. Busy tonight. Love you. I frowned, a flicker of unease crawling up my spine. That wasn't like her. Usually she'd text me with some little mundane detail. Picked up milk, or don't forget the dog's meds. But tonight it felt deliberate. Almost rehearsed. I shook it off. Maybe she was just caught up with work. I had a meeting running late anyway. But as I approached the front door, the house was quiet. Too quiet. The lights were dim, curtains drawn, and the faint smell of her perfume lingered in a way that seemed intentional, like it was hiding something. I set my keys down and tried to calm my nerves. Stop overthinking. She said she's busy. You trust her. I told myself that over and over as I went about making myself a cup of coffee. But the quiet gnawed at me. The first sign came when I called her. No answer. Then again. And again. My stomach tightened with every unanswered ring. I started scanning the house, no sound, no movement. Just the hum of the fridge and the ticking clock. Then I noticed her phone on the kitchen counter. Screen lit up. A message notification from a man I didn't recognize. See you soon. Don't worry, he's out. My chest seized. I stared at the words like they were burning me. I wanted to tell myself it was nothing. Maybe a friend? A coworker? My mind searched for rational explanations, but the unease wouldn't leave. I remembered the subtle changes, the whispered phone calls she'd take in another room, the texts she quickly deleted, the way she'd smile and look away whenever I asked what was going on. I'd dismissed it before, telling myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. Then I heard it, the soft creak of the bedroom door. My heart jumped into my throat. I froze. From the living room I saw them. Her. And him. In our bed. Everything I thought I knew shattered in a fraction of a second. I couldn't even speak. My body felt like stone, heavy and cold. I stumbled back, almost dropping my phone. The words I wanted to scream, why, how, what are you doing, wouldn't come out. All I could hear was my own ragged breathing. She looked up and froze, eyes wide. Guilt spilling across her face before she tried to mask it. Wasim. She started, but the voice cracked. I didn't let her finish. I didn't need to hear any justification. My mind went blank and then flooded with memories. The mornings we shared coffee. The nights she held me when I was anxious. The small ways she used to make me feel loved. All of it now felt like a lie. I stumbled backward, grabbing my coat. I needed air. I needed to think. As I slammed the door behind me, the cold night hit my skin, sharp and unforgiving. I drove aimlessly, my hands gripping the wheel. My mind spinning with the betrayal, the lies, the stolen intimacy. I replayed every recent interaction in my head. Her laughter at jokes I thought were ours, the secretive glances at her phone, her insistence that she was tired or working late. Each memory now carried a sting. I felt hollowed out, like someone had carved a space inside me and left it empty. Hours later I came back needing closure. She was waiting, eyes red, guilt etched into every line of her face. I'm sorry, she said, voice trembling. I didn't mean for it to happen like this. I lost myself for a moment. I looked at her, at the woman I loved and trusted, and saw a stranger. Anger surged, but so did sorrow. I wanted to cry, to scream, to throw everything into chaos, but I also wanted clarity. Why? Was all I could manage. Her silence was telling. She couldn't justify it. She could only admit it, and in that admission I found my answer. This wasn't about a momentary mistake. It was about choices she had made when she thought I wouldn't find out. Choices that tore our life apart piece by piece. I didn't yell. I didn't fight. I just turned away. I realized then that the closure I needed wasn't from her words, but from reclaiming myself. I walked through the house one last time, touching the furniture we'd picked together, breathing in the memories we'd shared. Each step was a mix of grief and quiet strength. When I left that night, I didn't slam the door. I didn't need to. My resolve was quiet but unwavering. I was leaving behind the deceit, the heartbreak and the illusions. And though the wound would ache for a long time, I knew I could rebuild stronger, more aware, and with a respect for myself I had almost forgotten. Some nights I still drive past that house. The lights are always on, the curtains drawn, and I feel the ghost of what was there. But I also feel something else, freedom, clarity, and the knowledge that betrayal, no matter how deep, cannot define who I am. It only teaches you how to choose yourself, even when it hurts.